Recent data on UK study visas has revealed new updates in 2025. The UK government promised to reduce the number of students coming to the UK and even the workers in order to prioritise British people first.
We think that migration should come down, and that's the plan that Keir is setting out is in order to bring net migration down. It has trebled in the last 5 years under the Conservatives, and right at the heart of that is a big increase in work migration, and that's because there's been a fundamental failure to tackle skills shortages, to deal with some of the problems in the labour market.
These were some of the promises of the current government. Recently, the UK Home Office published updates saying the UK's net migration has reduced as compared to how it was at first, and everyone is wondering if this is really true. On the part of the study visas, since net migration has reduced, let's see if the student visas have actually reduced as well. The number of study visa applications to the United Kingdom has increased for the first time in more than a year, according to Home Office data. Officials report a 13% rise in sponsored study visa applications in January 2025 compared to the same month in 2024, with 28,700 applications submitted. This also marks a 7% increase over January 2023 levels. This is the first time since October 2023 that the UK has recorded a year-on-year monthly rise in study visa applications. However, the overall numbers remain lower than in previous years. Before we continue, if you've not already, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell for upcoming updates. For the first time since October 2023, the UK witnessed a year-on-year increase in study visa applications. The Home Office reported a significant 13% rise compared to January 2024, with 28,700 applications submitted. This figure also represents a 7% increase from January 2023 levels, indicating a potential revival in international student interest. This upward trend comes after a considerable period of decline, primarily attributed to policy changes implemented in January 2024. One of the most impactful modifications was the restriction on family members accompanying international students. Under these new regulations, only students enrolled in postgraduate research programs retain the right to bring dependents to the UK, marking a substantial shift from previous policies. The effects of these policy changes are particularly evident when examining the broader annual statistics. In the year leading to January 2025, the overall number of study visa applications experienced a 13% decline, totaling 4,100,000 applications. Even more dramatic was the 84% drop in dependents' applications during the same period, clearly demonstrating the impact of the new restrictions. These policy changes were initially introduced under the Conservative government, led by former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Despite the transition to a Labour government in July 2024, these restrictions have remained in place, suggesting a cross-party consensus on managing international student numbers. This continuation of policy has occurred despite significant concerns raised by universities about potential financial implications. The persistence of these restrictions reflects a broader debate about the balance between maintaining the UK's position as a leading destination for international education and addressing domestic concerns about immigration levels. Universities have consistently highlighted the vital contribution of international students to both the academic environment and the UK economy. The recent uptick in applications could be interpreted in several ways. It might indicate that prospective international students are adapting to the new policy framework, or it could suggest that the UK's educational appeal remains strong despite the restrictions. However, the overall lower numbers compared to previous years indicate that the policy changes have achieved some of their intended effects in reducing total student immigration. For universities and educational institutions, these developments present both challenges and opportunities. While the increase in applications is encouraging, the continued restrictions on dependents may affect their ability to attract certain categories of international students, particularly those pursuing postgraduate studies, who might prefer to bring their families. The financial implications for UK higher education institutions cannot be overlooked. International students typically pay higher tuition fees than domestic students, contributing significantly to university budgets. The reduction in dependent visas might impact the attractiveness of UK education to some prospective students, potentially affecting university revenue. Looking ahead, the sustainability of this recent increase in applications will be crucial to monitor. Questions remain about whether this represents a temporary adjustment or the beginning of a new trend in international student recruitment. The government's ability to balance its immigration control objectives with the needs of the education sector will be critical in shaping future policies. The situation also raises important questions about the UK's long-term competitiveness in the global education market. Other major education destinations, such as Canada, Australia, and the United States, continue to evolve their policies to attract international students. The UK's approach to student immigration could influence its position in this competitive landscape. For prospective international students, understanding these changes and their implications remains crucial for making informed decisions about their educational future in the UK. While the path to studying in Britain may have become more complex for some, the recent increase in applications suggests that the UK's educational system continues to attract global talent, albeit under more regulated conditions. The evolving narrative of UK study visas in 2025 reflects a complex interplay between immigration control and educational excellence. The recent uptick in study visa applications, despite stringent restrictions, demonstrates the enduring appeal of British education while highlighting the effectiveness of measured policy reforms. As the UK continues to navigate these changes, the balance between maintaining its prestigious educational status and managing immigration levels remains crucial. The significant reduction in dependent visas, coupled with the resilient interest from international students, suggests that the government's targeted approach may be achieving its intended outcomes without completely deterring global talent. Looking forward, the success of these policies will ultimately be measured by their ability to serve multiple objectives: satisfying domestic priorities, maintaining the UK's competitive edge in global education, and ensuring the financial sustainability of its educational institutions. The continued monitoring of application trends, along with responsive policy adjustments, will be essential in shaping a system that benefits both British citizens and international students. The UK's education sector stands at a pivotal moment. While challenges persist, the recent data suggests a potentially sustainable path forward, one that balances immigration control with the invaluable contributions of international students to British academia and society. As this landscape continues to evolve, the UK's ability to adapt while maintaining its educational excellence will be key to its future success in the global education market.